Talking when it starts. Okay, I just wanted you guys to see this. I don't know if you remember the video. I'll attach it right here, right now, where I was fixing grid work. It was regular grid, ceiling grid, that you put the tiles in. And I was adjusting it and fixing it and adding backing to it so I could hang drywall to it. Well, here's a 650 grid system. If you look at this up here, come on in here. If you look at this up here, this is the width of a stud. It goes in just like a ceiling grid. This is a 2-foot by 4-foot piece right here. A tile would go right in here if this was grid, but this is made to hang drywall. That's what this is made to do. We call it 650 grid. I know they don't call it that anymore. I'm just an old timer, and that sticks in my head. You tell me your name is Bob, and then later you want to be called Robert. I'm not calling you Robert, I'm calling you Bob, right? Because it's just going to stick in my head. So because this has been stuck in my head that this is 650, I've always called it 650 grid. And truthfully, if this wire was hooked up, these wires don't look the greatest. I see there's some there, but there's a lot of stuff, but if this was wired properly and this wasn't cut out or anything else, I'm telling you guys, I'm 185 pounds and I could do chin-ups on this thing, right? I could. I'm not going to, but I could. And then, there was a lot of plumbing and a lot of work done upstairs, so they had to cut a big section out, and I thought, oh, this is a great opportunity to film this stuff and to show you that, yeah, you can just hang drywall. We're only hanging half-inch, lightweight half-inch drywall to this. No big deal. It'll carry this really, really easy. But if these wires, I don't know, can you look at this wire right here, if you can? If you can zoom in and see this wire right here. Mm-hmm. And if these wires were hooked up into the joists right here, tied in really well, I would do chin-ups on this because it would hold me with no problem. This could easily carry 2 layers of 5/8 fire code drywall. Easily. It wouldn't even phase this stuff at all. So I love this stuff because when you're framing with this stuff and you're using this stuff and you're hanging drywall on this stuff, it keeps that ceiling flat. You don't have to worry about floor joists being up or down. A lot of times you do basement ceilings and you get this wave in the ceiling like this because one floor joist is only 12 inches wide. The other one is 11 3/4 inches wide. The other one is 11 1/2 inches wide. And you end up with the ceilings going like this. That does not happen with this. That ceiling's flat. It stays flat. If you insulate it, it stops the vibration from upstairs. It's quieter down here. It's just a great thing to have. All right, I'm going to show you something. First of all, like my t-shirt, behind me it says, keep calm and read the Bible. But I'm going to show you something with commercial and metal studs. I've learned to do this a long time ago, but you see that little piece of plywood down there? Here, you'll see it better over here, right? Come on. All right. So, what I like to do is, if it's metal studs and you know there's going to be wood trim, I like to take a little piece of 1/2 inch plywood. If this is 1/2 inch drywall, take a little rip of 1/2 inch plywood. And then put it around the bottom, make sure it's less than the width of the trim. So if it's greater than the trim, you're going to see the top of it. You're going to have to hold the trim up. So it's got to be less than the width of the trim, so the trim goes above the piece of plywood. And then you've got nailers for your base when you're doing metal. If you're doing metal and you're going to be doing wood base and you're going to have to nail it, that's what I've done for years. It works really, really well. And then we just stack our drywall on top of that and go from there. It does. It works very well. So you guys have a great day. Hey, if you really like the videos, subscribe. And if you really, really like the videos, please just share them with somebody else. All right? You guys have a great day.